In this tutorial, I will teach you how to establish relationships between the tables created in tutorial 2. But before that, let's quickly understand what table relationships are in MS Access. In MS Access, when we build a database with multiple tables, we need a way to connect those tables together, so they can share and exchange data meaningfully. This is where relationships come in. A relationship in MS Access is a link between two tables, based on common fields, usually a primary key in one table and a foreign key in another. This connection allows us to avoid data duplication, maintain consistency, retrieve related data using queries. There are three types of relationships in MS Access. First is one-to-one relationship. In this type of relationship, a single record in Table A corresponds to exactly one record in Table B. For example, one employee is assigned one ID card. Second is one-to-many relationships. In this relationship, a single record in Table A can be associated with multiple records in Table B. For example, one customer can place multiple orders. Third is many-to-many relationship. In this relationship, multiple records in Table A can be related to multiple records in Table B. MS Access manages this, using a junction table. For example, students can enroll in multiple courses, and each course can have multiple students. With this basic knowledge, let's try to establish a relationship between the customers table and the sales table, which we created in tutorial 2. If you haven't watched that tutorial yet, I highly recommend doing so first, otherwise, it might be difficult to follow this part. Very first steps to establish a relationship in MS Access, go to the Database Tools tab and click on Relationships. Then, add the relevant tables. In our case, we want to link the customers table to the sales table, so we'll select only these two tables for now. Now, drag the primary key from one table to the matching foreign key in the other. Here, customer ID is the primary key in the customers table, and we have a matching customer ID field in the sales table, which acts as a foreign key. To do this, select the customer ID field in the customers table and drag it onto the customer ID field in the sales table. Make sure both fields have the same data type. If the data types do not match, the relationship cannot be created. Then, check the box Enforce Referential Integrity to maintain data consistency between the tables. Finally, click Create to establish the relationship. This is how you establish a relationship in MS Access. Next, we'll explore the Edit Relationships dialog box that appears when you drag the customer ID from the customers table to the customer ID in the sales table. When you drag a field from one table to another in the Relationships window, MS Access shows the Edit Relationships pop-up. This window lets you define or modify the relationship between two tables. Tables and Related Fields section shows the two tables being linked, and the fields involved. Table/query side is the table with the primary key. Here in this case is Customers table. Related table/query side is the table with the foreign key. In this case, Sales table. Field is usually the primary key field. This case Customer ID in Customers table. Related field is usually the foreign key. This case Customer ID in Orders table. Next is Relationship Type section. It indicates what kind of relationship is being created. Access automatically determines this, based on the key fields. Referential Integrity section. There are three checkboxes. It helps enforce rules to keep your data accurate and consistent. Enforce Referential Integrity checkbox prevents orphan records. For example, you can't add an order for a non-existing customer. Cascade Update Related Fields checkbox. If the primary key value changes in the main table, it will automatically update the matching foreign key in the related table. Cascade Delete Related Records. If you delete a record in the primary table, all related records in the foreign table will also be deleted. You have to use with caution. Otherwise you will lose the data. Next one is Join Type button. This is optional but important. This button opens the Join Properties window, where you define how records are matched during queries. Option 1 checkbox, it only include rows where the join fields from both tables are equal. This is known as inner join. Option 2 checkbox, it include all records from the first table and matching from the second. This is known as left join. Option 3 checkbox, it include all records from the second table and matching from the first. This is known as right join. This affects how your queries return data. It is very important for reports and analysis. So, this is all about establishing relationship between tables. Let's consider another example. This time to establish a many-to-many relationship between tables. In this scenario, one sale can include multiple products, and the same product can appear in multiple sales. Therefore, the sales table and the products table have a many-to-many relationship. To represent this type of relationship in MS Access, we use a junction table. In this case, the sale details table acts as the junction table. It contains two foreign keys. Sale ID, which links to the sales table. Product ID, which links to the products table. Now, let's implement this in MS Access. Watch each step carefully and try it on your own PC. This is how a many-to-many relationship is established in MS Access between the sales table and the products table, using the sale details table as a junction table. It is important to note that all the tables should be empty before creating relationships, otherwise, the connections may not be established properly. I have now displayed the complete set of table relationships created for the retail shop application. Please pause the video, carefully review each relationship, and replicate them on your own system. This concludes the current tutorial. In the next session, I will guide you through the process of creating forms in MS Access. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep this tutorial series going strong. Don't miss out on future videos. Hit the notification bell to stay updated. Let's continue building something amazing together.